Welcome to the Cortez shows, where we take everything you think you know, history, science, spirituality, even reality, and give it a firm cosmic wedging.
Hola, everybody! Welcome to the Cortez show. We have the most amazing guest today. We have been waiting to get him on the show for a very long time, and now we got the hot tacos to make. The spicy burrito. All right. Hola, in Soul Tribe, the Cortez show people. They told you to follow the path, to accept the given map. But what if the map is wrong? What if the territory is vaster, stranger, and infinitely more magical than you were ever led to believe? To navigate such waters, you don't need a priest? A politician? No, you need a philosopher of unbound mentalisms. A mind brave enough to dissect the Gnostic underpinnings of our reality one moment at a time. A deconstruction of the architecture of the Disney fairy tale you are in. Do you understand? You are in a Disney fairy tale. Okay, all right, Mr. Wayne Steiger. Let's cut to the small talk. Your dissertations on Platonic idealism versus materialism, nihilism, and the Gnostic end of history are a delicious taco. But for the awesome sauces at home, let's get practical. If reality is a collective dream, how do we as individuals stop being mere characters in it? Start becoming the dream weavers. And what enchantments must we break to do so? What do you say, sir?
Well, I think the first would be, are we really in a dream? And if we are, is it of our own making or is it a collective one? And then if so, well, how much power do we have over this here dream state? Is it just that, a state of consciousness, or is it actually a state of being?
Ooh, you say a state of being. Okay, Cortez likes this because Cortez is a being. Oh yes, you say, oh no, you're just paper mache, you got strings. No, I've got an identity. So, does having merely an identity do this for me? Am I a dream weaver? Do I activate your dreams? Do I put you in a position where you are, breaking the enchantments to the self-awareness? What do you say?
I say you're real, because I don't talk to merely, well, some people say I'm a puppet, but I'm just saying I sense intelligence, I sense curiosity. That's just like me. Just because you may have a string doesn't mean I don't have one that can't be seen. So there you go.
Well, sir, you are speaking directly about the soup. We have strings called string theory. So are these strings just connecting everything everywhere? And so it's amount of matter that goes into the circumstance that makes the string tight or it makes it loose. What do you think?
It's like playing my guitar. Because my string theory, I'm telling you, sounds warped at times. So, it's like, I guess it would be.
Do you think that we are having a time right now in humanity with all the three-eye atlas and, oh yes, the government and all the agencies that are coming around right now trying to get the attention of the people? Do you think right now we are in the process of breaking the cuckold of the past?
Well, that's a good question. Or are we being shackled with the future? I guess it depends on your point of view. I will say this, though. It seems there is a strong agenda to keep everybody in the fear factor. If you're got to be afraid of this, afraid of that. But bottom line, the sauce is it's all fear sauce and it stinks at times. And You know, because you don't hear anything coming in saying, like, well, this is the age of Aquarius, a new dawn is here. Let's come together. Let's have concerts out in the parks. Let's hold hands with one. Let's hug one another. No, we ain't got that. So I would agree.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Don't remember.
This is the great outpouring. You know, people think this is the water. This is not the water. This is the air. Do you know about the air pouring out? Well, it's the information. This is the timeline, the great downloads. Oh, it's going to be the revealing. Oh, yes, it's going to be the revealing of you. So we are going to have Pop the Hot Tacos on that. And then we are also going to consider that when we are looking at ourselves, we say, oh, I love you, finally. I look at myself and I love you. But you're going to find out that that has to be transferred to the people as a service to others. So how do we become better in service at this time when we are just waking up for the first time?
Baby steps. First of all, if you're just waking up, take the time to get used to it. Because if you don't, things can really get whacked out. But more importantly, you have to remember there's a lot of us on this planet. A whole lot of us. And each one's got a different idea, different perspective. So that's the first thing you have to really become aware of. And then, most importantly, be kind to your mind. A kind mind is an open mind. An open mind is an agile mind, which brings in new possibilities, new potentials. So that's my answer to that.
We are definitely in the time of the great potential. We believe Cortez has been doing this for so long. You know, I've been a puppet for so long. I've been a marionette. You know, I may be a real human in the future world, but we'll see. We see the correspondence between this awareness where we are finally becoming okay with ourselves. We did not continue to receive the messaging that we are less than. We are actually greater. And humanity is coming around to this. So how can we take the daily steps, the daily baby steps then?
First step, to all of you who are carrying this baggage, learn to forgive yourself. Listen, I'll give you a little secret. I've been here 25,000 days with Cortez, so that kind of tells you something there. That the first thing you've got to do is that you're not perfect. You never will be. You never were meant to be. You were meant to be you. And that means that if you have to learn to forgive yourself, you forgive yourself, guess what? You're going to look a lot more beautiful. You're going to love yourself. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to go to your neighbor and you're going to say, you're looking fabulous. There you go. That's that first step.
From the great Wayne Steiger to your ears, can you hear the precious ointment rolling over your soul? Today you have the baby steps for your movement. If you consider this man's words, you can try them first. And then you will see the result because you will get the hot taco. All right, so being a part of humanity at this time is the greatest opportunity to become the greatest self. And then you can say, oh, I love serving others and I love doing this for you. So I'm going to make you a little taco, a little burrito because I love you and I love me. And we're just going to sit down here and have these little taco burritos. Get it? And that's what we do on the Cortez show. We get to the hard topics, the very difficult things that humanity is working through right now. We just passed the 3-eye atlas perihelion moment. Wayne, how has this affected you? Do you feel different?
I'll be very straight. I never paid attention to it. Nothing in my spirit was, and you know, I get those warnings and some stuff, but I mean, on this one here, I found it to be a distraction. It was something else to add a little spice in the sauce that I don't think it needed. The sauce didn't need the spice. It was just it was a celestial wonder. Far out. That's what I got to say. Another come from another universe, far out. Then that means we're all connected. But other than that, I really didn't get a bad vibe off of it. I wish it well and say, come back by. We got great tacos and burritos here, and I happen to be a lover of Mexican. That's all I got to say.
Oh,
If there's a God, the God made Mexican food first. He's a taco lover, and he likes his burritos with the red sauce. That's all I got to say, Cortez.
That is from the Mr. Wayne Steiger who loves the tacos and the burritos. So, okay, we are coming to this awareness that maybe these were just the signs of self-activation, maybe not, but we do know that it is going to pass us by March of next year. So, that is a 0 point Aries. Do you know about cracks? How does this affect the cosmological wheel? And will there be a further disturbance? Or is this just a psyop for the people? Is this just a way to get the people distracted so that they are not made aware of the actions and the movements of the diabolical system?
Diabolical it is. You know what I think? I think the real big problem here, they're not talking about it, is this magnetic pole excursion. The magnetic poles are heading to the equator. And, last time that's happened, they called that the Noah's flood. So it seems like to me that if I could keep you, Mr. Cortez, looking at the sky over here, maybe the sky over here, but what really is happening is the very planet that you're talking on is being shifted electromagnetically. Now maybe that might be the real story. Don't know.
Oh, Cortez would like to see these tacos. Okay, so the mama is going through her initiation, and the energies of the planets are moving on the circuit, and we are on the circuit, and so we feel it, and then we are being moved mentally through the process because it is connected. And so you say that could be then the potential for the upgrades. By not being distracted, you will move into your greater higher self, giving no power to the system, and that this is what this special time is all about.
Yes, can I elaborate a little bit more on that? So, while this magnetic pole that protects our planet is weakening, they now admit it's 30%, 35% weaker than it was at the year 2000. What we also know is that there's cosmic rays bombarding us, and the cosmic rays make people go cuckoo. It makes them go cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. Now, the interesting thing is that while this is bombarding our cognitive reasoning, it also has another effect. And if that little pineal gland is open, and if you've got that little thing called the third eye open, this is where it starts getting really strange, because we start exhibiting things that, well, our ancestors talked about. Maybe that's the real story.
Cortez look back at the traditions and his family, and he says, there is a lot to be revealed in all the uncovering of the times. And so, in order to do this, we must have the energy to flow. And so, we are being distracted from this process, or we are not. So, do you speak of hermetics, sir?
Yes. Can I add one thing? If you look at the time of Noah, what did it say about the people then? They were seers. They were workers of magic, strangeness. Well, if that happened at the same time and now we're experiencing the same type of effects, I don't know. I'm just saying there could be a bridge there. But anyway, I'm sorry, sir. I digressed.
Oh, wait. You are the guest. You can say whatever you want. You can even interrupt me. It's okay. We got so much to talk about. I don't even know if Cortez can get it out of the system. So we are going to keep addressing how do we get through these so that we can stay on the hot tacos. Everyone was awakened at this time. You are being challenged by being distracted from this over there and that over there. Oh, the data centers are going up around the world. And why are the data centers going on the ley lines? Why are the data centers being in areas that have a lot of water? Why are these questions are coming up and the people want to know, do we have a problem with the power consumption relative to the human soul energy waveforms movement? And how is this going to affect us? Because these systems are being made for AI and that's the control systems. What do you think?
I think we got a lot to be worried about. Number one, you bring up a good point. Why the data centers to begin with? What kind of data are they collecting? What kind of data are they quote unquote harvesting? Two, I don't know about you, but I like lower utility bills. You know, I've been taught to be conservative and what have you, but now these things are consumers of great amount of electricity, and as you said, the water. So call me suspicious, call me Shirley, but this sounds to me like a takeover. I live out in the country, Cortez. I live in the country. Guess what they're proposing to build 2 miles from me? A tentacle, a data center, right in my own backyard. Why?
Oh. Wayne, I think they're coming for you.
Well, I think they are.
I think they sense your energy and they want it bad. They're like, we're gonna hook it up to Wayne so that we can get the power.
So you want to hear a crazy thing? And I mean this, your audience, just ponder on this. All life forms are not carbon-based. We're carbon-based and we think that we're intelligent. We think that we're sentient. But we are very arrogant when we look at what other life forms are. If you're asking me, if you were doing a terraforming project on the planet, what would you want to do first? You would put nodes everywhere, call them data centers. This looks to me to be like the emergence of a silicon life form that we've either created or has moved here and is starting to take over.
Do you think that this is a silicon life form moved into this creation by the lizards?
Either them or something else of a higher form that we can't even imagine. Because remember, the internet resides in the ether. People forget that. When I was doing the first mobile payment system for pay at the table here in America, we had to develop and write our code in the ether mode because the Wi-Fi had not been perfected yet.
Oh.
So the occultist in me, the philosopher, goes, all right, Steiger, start adding one and one. If you build something in the Ethernet, and if the Ethernet is where we go when we're dead, or is where gods or other gods reside, so now you've built this system that has an intelligence. We call it artificial intelligence, but intelligence it is. Now it has become self-aware. Do you know, Cortez, that people are now using AI as God?
Oh,
so this is a takeover. No! Yeah. The new God has arrived. So I believe that we have something to be very concerned about. Again, this looks to me to be a military operation, but on a level that we have no understanding.
Okay, Shirley, since you said so, let us talk about these. So, the diabolical plot continues. The systematic override of the human soul and the mentalism. So, do you think these AI, since in AI you use node creation for storyboarding techniques, do you think that humans should remember they are the node? Oh no! Because in AI, you can connect the nodes and you can then not know who you are. You are just a puppet on a string.
Didn't Zuckerberg say that we all exist in a sim world already?
Yes, and he looks like he's a sim too.
He does. I'm keeping it together, man.
He, along with the other diabolical characters who are playing the story, these are just playing the story. You know that you can even think to rewrite the book in front of you. These are the humans that we like to talk about because they give the greatest contrast of what not to do. You do not do the circumventing of the soul down here. Cortez will come with the guns. This is my spiritual weapon in my hand, and I point it where I go. So, we are going to rock and roll this one all the way to the big top. All right? Okay, so now that we are clearing up where the data and the energies are focusing, we would like to know this. Are the bloodlines vampirically connecting in the nodes to control the soulless ones, or are they making soulless daily anyway by doing these?
Yeah. Boy, that is very astute. It is the bloodlines. And I think that's been part of the great masquerade here, is that you hear it in the small whispers of the corners, but you always see evidence of these families showing up in every place of business, politics, or religion. It's the same group. And
this is very concerning because we see the family names and you see each level of humanity has these characters in them. Some families playing a Lord character roles, holding these forms to diabolically circumvent the soul of the people. Because why? Are they insecure? Are they so traumatized that they don't remember how traumatic this is? Or have they truly released themselves from the body to be controlled and taken over by an inception of the wheel?
there is a belief that says Homo sapiens were really initially fashioned after the reptilians that were here. You think of our religious, the serpent, it's reptilian. The serpent is either, is on the Carticus, which means healing. The serpent on the cross, the serpent at the beginning in the garden. Why the serpent over and over again? The seraphim, they look reptilian in their nature. It just may very well be why they wiped our memory, because Homo sapiens, are the only ones that can't remember how we got here. And how is it that in our embryonic stages we're all female and we all have a tail?
Very interesting. Well,
walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
When you are very familiar with the spiritual realm or the ether, and you are probably a deep seer, so you do see Cortez, recently, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago, was in a special moment where DMT was being presented, and so we decided, okay, let's go ahead and try, but not realizing the DMT was salvia. And let me tell you, when I first went through the first veil, I looked to the left, and both of us were surprised when I saw the female reptile very close to Cortez in the 4D. And then I realized, oh no, my goodness, there's one more veil. I didn't do the massive blast off. I only was guided to do this intermediary blast off. So I looked to the left and I see the reptile. So are they actually here, partnering in the space, and have we been quarantined many thousands of years ago by the Galactic Council, so that eventually in time we would have a chance to work this out? Or through the great event that we created before dropping in here for the program, we would have a significant event to awaken us before we fall into the next level of deep entrapment.
Hey, I do believe, in fact, that if there is a species that would be comparative to reptilian, I believe that is the case. The church, Catholic Church, believes it. And my studies I've done hours of study that the reptilian, the serpent, has always been here. It's always been our guide. It's always been our. Many people believe that the Anunnaki are reptilian in their nature. So I happen to think that our brains are fashioned after the reptilians, and here's just a thought: the reptilian, I think, was actually more dominant feminine than male. And I think that there was another species that came along and rearranged the chess pieces. And I think that there has been a war and a resistance ever since then. I believe that we are still in a spiritual war. Every religion reflects upon this. And you can, if you have this more than in just one religion, then there has to be some foundation of truth. So there is a war that we're not even aware of. Some people call them angels, demons, even they're reptilian. In a vision I had when I was taken to the throne room of God, they were reptilian in nature. Also, may I say, they were avian in nature as well, is what I saw. So something's going on. If you take the Sumerian lore, we're still an experiment. We're a genetic experiment still being experimented upon. So, good sir, I would say that it's much deeper than what we can imagine.
So it's so very deep and it's so very diabolical, but Cortez is spinning right now. This is a lot of information, even for a little marionette. So, but one day I did notice on LSD that people started to look a little lizardy, and so I said, "Oh, but maybe we're just a lizard," and then we are really hating on our previous lizard people. These would be funny. But in this creation, it can happen. You know, you can be talking bad about someone who then becomes your friend. And then, you know, this is crazy stuff. So, all right. Well, you know, this is a gnosis for the people. You know, the people want to know. Here we are at the crucial timeline of humanity and for the awakening and for the inbound stellar objects. Is it a spacecraft? Oh, is it sleeping lizards? You know, all these are coming up for a reason. It's very possible that we are the lizards here, that we are just so very uniquely created that we do not have the scales anymore. We are not green, you know. We are advanced in our light so that our consciousness actually reflects the source-aligned creator routine. And so the negative regressive, whether they are alien or Arthurian or even some Babylonians, oh no! But they are even saying, you know, oh, we've got to stop them, you know, we got to do something. Hey, let's spray the skies with this stuff and give everybody something. Oh, yes, fibromyalgia, you know, who is talking about that anymore, right?
Right there with you.
These are the good hot tacos. Okay, we like to have some fun on the show because these are very serious topics. Who are you? Who are you out there? Have you spent time contemplating yourself? Have you noticed duality? Yet and understand that the principles of duality are going everywhere. And also that the universe is mental, no doubt, because my thought over here is going to him over there, and we are talking about it. So this is more than telepathic. This is an alignment in the source. Okay, we are great. The source is within. All right. This is the good stuff. So, Mr. Wayne, is there anything else you would like to say to the people out there? Because we are really, truly speaking to breaking the cocoons of the timeline and moving into our higher self. Please finish and communicate your last messages to the people.
Yeah, I'm constantly. I'm a simple man, and I was in Christianity for 50 years. Was a minister, spoke in tongues, had a healing ministry, the whole bit. I invented the first mobile payment system for churches. So I became associated with many of the national evangelists, televangelists, and what have you. And I began to see some things. And there was a time where my wife and I were in a very elite conservative political group that was primarily filled with Christians. This is nothing against that, but I began to see something. And what I was seeing was very disturbing. And as I began to move forward in my search, I began to realize that the story that I was taught was not the story that we're living. That we're told that we came from, the dust of the earth, but even that story doesn't make sense. And as I began to search deeper and deeper, I began to realize that there are, I think, currently 4,000 gods worshipped in the world. They all can't be right, but they all can't be wrong. So who's really in charge here? And there appears to be a deliberate system that has subjugated us humans to that. And we've been struggling ever since then to break free out of that. The problem is, once we begin to pierce the veil, we've not been properly prepared to what we're supposed to be looking for. And so when we see these new revelations, these new epiphanies coming upon us, it's difficult for the rest of the masses to grasp what that person is trying to say that they saw. And this is where this age of information has brought us into where there are so many potential, so many possibilities of our beginnings, where we are and where we're going, that we found ourselves to be almost in a chaotic state of confusion, trying to reason this out. And I think that they're using that against us. But I give thanks for the fact that there are humans here that have been born for this period, this time, that I do believe will be those light bearers to help us all transcend into that new age, that new beginning.
From the ashes to ashes and dust to dust.
Yes.
These are the times we are in. Okay, so it's very important that what is dusty in you, you must clean it up. And what is ashes, just let it go, because we do not want to fall into the diabolical plot of the new system when we are so awakened. It's that would be very bad for the people. So you've done such great work out there, and you've spent time, and you are listening to your heart, and you are following your heart's will now, in more line to the source that you know is so good, and kindness and consideration is going out. Okay, all right. So we are breaking the chains of the system so that we can rise to the top of the cream of the crop, as they say.
Yeah, I like that. And I think that is happening. I find that the children that are coming in now are remarkable. I have been in our family. There's youngins everywhere, but they have a sense and an awareness. And I don't know if it's because they're being exposed to AI and they have now a greater opportunity. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I still think that we have to look at that. But I'm seeing, instead of doom and gloom, I'm seeing continual new rays of hope. That maybe, just maybe, we have evolved genetically, and that we're bringing in a new generation of humans that will help the rest of us again make that transition. It's a lot better than saying that the world's going to end and we're going to have this huge catastrophe and billions of people are going to be dead. I don't like that narrative. I just don't.
This is a very hard taco for the people. Many will come to accept themselves finally. At the very end of the timeline, where they could say, oh my gosh, I wanted to have more life with the awakening, but it's over now. No. Could we imagine that the diabolical plot, there was never going to be a disaster? This was only on this timeline going to be about memory, remembering who you are, that these things are not going to happen at all. they are going to present to you an opportunity to become, your greatest, your best self. And then you will realize, oh my goodness, I am my own God all the time. I should have just done this from when I was a baby. What happened? Okay, so we are not doing that. Honey, do not do that to the children.
Now you're talking. That is what I'm talking about right there. Yeah. It doesn't have.
All right.
Isn't that what, I mean, I was conditioned. The book of Revelation was the end all to tell all. And, so you become programmed into thinking that. And then the next thing you know, everything you like, Nibiru. Well, when it comes, it's bringing death and destruction. Well, that's just another version of the other book. But I like how you said this, is that there is maybe another option. Then maybe we don't have to go down the road of destruction. Even, let's say, if our sun goes nova, we're smart enough, we can get it together, we'll go underground, then we'll come back and build up again. But it's that love of, if a person can learn to love themselves, forgive themselves, because that's the biggest thing. Most people hate themselves. Stop that. If you stop hating yourself, you'll stop hating other people. I mean, we had it in the late 60s, there in the early 70s, but we got too stoned. But anyway, the point is that love is what makes the world go round.
Oh, so a little drop in taco sauce for you.
Sure.
Did you understand these out there? Because he said it so simply. It's eloquent. It's a message for the times, So we are going to take this deep reflection and spend the week and think about these. All right, so, hey, Wayne, I love you, and Cortez wants to thank you for coming on the show.
I want to come back. I'd love to have you on my show. I mean, you would be a hit. That's all I got to say.
We love these. All right, Cortez is getting national representation now. All right. So,
I mean, I think it's time for the world to get to know you, my friend. You bring a freshness, a newness, and a unique perspective. And who doesn't like Mexican food?
Right.
That's all I got to say. Yeah.
Even when the mama was making the taco salad, we had the Doritos taco chips in there. It made it taste so good. Yes, that's right. This is with before Tapatio. All right. You have to
Don't forget the tamales either.
Oh, we love the tamales for the show, and we're going to make them in. There's no time. We're going to do that. Okay, everybody, you have been on the Cortez Show with the magnificent Wayne Steiger, and you can go to his channel on YouTube to gain the great knowledge and the gnosis of the times. He is a fresh mind himself. He is a spring chicken, but he looks a lot better than the chicken. Okay, so we are enjoying this, and we'd like to thank you again for the time. And we are going to now say goodbye to the Cortez family and to the Soul Tribe who is watching. Have a great week, and remember, you are the best. You are the only one to be concerned about. And for a moment, go take yourself off, take your shoes off and ground right now. This is an energy situation. Let your mind and your intellect come online and let you be synchronized with your movements for your future. You now. Do you get it out there? All right. Well, we will be back again for the Cortez Show, and we will invite Mr. Wayne Steiger to come back again for sure. We will love to be on his show too. So, everybody, have a great weekend. Remember, you are the best. Okay, adios, everybody.
Gracias for watching the show. Everybody, please like and subscribe and follow.